Sri Rajeev Chandrasekhar ji.
Sir, thank you for permitting me to speak on this grave humanitarian crisis, sir, that is affecting over 33 crore Indians in over 13 states, almost 1/4 of our population. Sir, I've been in Parliament for 10 years now, sir, and I have heard almost every year a session to discuss the drought condition and the serious suffering of our farmers and rural communities around the country. And sir, with great respect, I say this, sir, I have heard very similar speeches being made every year, and I have referred to many years of speeches on drought, and it is not unsurprising that again this year we are making points that have been made many, many times over the last few years, sir, last several years. And I say this with all seriousness, sir, that it seems to me that we are all sitting and being mute spectators to this annual spectacle, an annual tragedy that is playing out every year. And we believe that seasons, we have 3 seasons, summer, monsoon, and winter. But most of India, sir, see this as summer, drought, monsoon, and winter. So I think, sir, we must move beyond. And I say this as somebody who's not an expert in the subject, but I believe it is my responsibility to speak. I think, sir, we must move beyond the rhetoric and the politics of drought. And there is an interesting book, sir, as I was going through the research, that says everybody loves a good drought. And I think, sir, we must move beyond the governance of politics to governance of solutions. And so it is in that context, sir, I will just make 2 broad points. I think there are 2 broad points, sir. One is that we must address the current crisis, and we must address this proactively and completely. And the second point is, sir, and I think some of my colleagues have alluded to this, is that we must develop a long-term strategy and a medium-term strategy to the issue of water to ensure that at some point that we don't sit around and remain mute spectators to this suffering year on year, sir. So one is an immediate short-term plan, and the second is a medium to long-term strategy to address this with solutions. Sir, I come from Karnataka, sir, and I'd like to draw the attention of the House to this as part of my point 1 to the crisis unfolding in my state as well. Districts of North Karnataka, Kalaburgi, Yadgir, Bidar, Raichuru, Vijaypura, Bagalkot, and Uttara Kannada are amongst districts that are reeling under harsh drought conditions. In Uttara Kannada alone, sir, 197 villages are facing water scarcity. Staples, including major crop paddy, have been damaged due to scarcity of water. So more importantly, sir, people are selling their cattle and property at throwaway prices and are migrating. Farmers are leaving homes for long periods and are not returning, even at the risk of losing their farmland. And these have very medium-term cascading effects on the overall economy of the region and to the problem in terms of going forward, sir. Sir, the drought and water situation has only worsened in Karnataka in the last 8 weeks, sir, after the central team survey. And I would make a request to the government to consider immediate financial assistance of providing water and fodder to the drought-hit districts, not only in my state, sir, but in all 13 affected states. Sir, I'll just briefly touch upon this issue of a medium to long-term strategy, sir. I think the government must address this, and we must create a national water strategy or a national water management strategy. A comprehensive strategy for improved management of drought in India should be our priority. While trainloads of water could be immediate relief, better investment in rural infrastructure, a center water management policy, focus on climate change, and sir, extensive use of technologies. And now with satellite imaging and other technological tools, we can predict drought, we can plan for this, sir, in advance. And innovative water conservation methods such as those adopted in Israel, like desalination of seawater for coastal areas, should be studied and implemented to meet such crises in the future, sir. I will just end by saying this, sir. I think I would urge the center to look upon the current crisis as a national calamity, create a special task force to initiate urgent and viable steps which can be enforced in collaboration with the state governments to support an anguished 1/4 of India that looks to the rest of us in this time of need, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Thank you.